I'm Silwolf, and this is my journey with DeviantArt. Now, DeviantArt has been pretty much like my second home throughout the whole of my, internet life, really. I started out on a website called Side7, which I uploaded my artwork to. I did a lot of art. I had over 300 pictures uploaded there. But then Side7 decided in its own wisdom that it would start charging anyone who used its site and wanted over 100 images. So people started migrating to this new site called DeviantArt, and this was back in 2003. And we all moved over to DeviantArt. It was really good. It was a really popular site. I met many friends there. We had lots of great conversations. We all shared the artwork and we enjoyed each other's artwork and things like that. And it was great. But over the years, the communication and things like that started to kind of go down a bit. And we still stuck around, and I continued to make new friends, and I had several groups on DeviantArt as well. And it was still, it was still going okay. They implemented a few changes, and I remember they fired one of their staff members, and people weren't happy about that because they felt that the guy hadn't really done much wrong, but I don't know. And it sort of changed and grew and evolved, and then they introduced this thing called Eclipse, which is basically a redesign of the entire website. And at first, you could actually you could stick with the old look of the website, but then they kind of forced the new look on all of us. People started to leave. So that was really the starting point of it all. Then NFTs came in, and people found that their artwork was being stolen from DeviantArt and used as NFTs, like sold as NFTs on websites that sold NFTs. And DeviantArt introduced a thing where if one of your pictures was taken from their site, it would find it and it would link to it. And I found that one of my pictures had been stolen and uploaded to one of these selling websites. And the weird thing was, it was a pumpkin that I designed. I'd put pictures of these pumpkins that I carved each year up on DeviantArt, and it was taken and put up on this site, and someone was auctioning it off. So I reported it and things like that because DeviantArt let me know. Now this thing with DeviantArt, it was a paid for option. So if you paid a subscription to DeviantArt, they would let you know if anyone was using your artwork or selling it on NFT websites. So I started to remove things from my gallery because I didn't really want my work to be found. And although DeviantArt would have let me know if people had taken my work and kind of sold it, Emo is being annoying in the background. I'm trying to ignore him. Yeah, it was just a bit of a pain. So I started to delete things out of my site. Bearing in mind I had artwork on DeviantArt from the year 2003 up until then. It was about, I think it was 2021. So I had a lot of work. So I started to delete all of my gallery, and I deleted pretty much everything that was posted before 2019, leaving a few important things up like character reference sheets and stuff like that. And I kind of left it at that, and I thought, well, I'll continue to upload like my more recent stuff. So I continued to upload my more recent stuff, but I kind of just couldn't keep up with it. I really didn't have any more kind of, I didn't have any inclination to upload to DeviantArt. It had all gone kind of sour for me. And so I just kind of uploaded a few things in like January. But after that, I just didn't bother because I was sharing my artwork on Twitter and other sites as well. And it wasn't really getting, Twitter, it gets more exposure and more interest and people comment on it and enjoy it. But DeviantArt, the comments had stopped. People didn't really favourite the work anymore. With the introduction some years ago of the ability to like comments or things like that, and people started faving and running on deviations as well, just favoriting them. And DeviantArt did introduce this thing where if you favorited something, a prompt would come up asking you to comment on the work and say why you liked it, but people stopped doing that, of course. So instead of people interacting and talking and, showing interest in the artwork, they just kind of didn't really. And I thought, what's the point in me sharing my work if no one's interested? Because people just weren't. And also, many of my friends had left. Many of the people I followed and followed me had left. Now you can see here I have 1.7k watchers. This is what I've accumulated over the last, I think it's 19 years I've been on here. Yeah, Deviant for 19 years. So, you know, I had accumulated that many, and by and large, it's not a massive amount, judging by how many years I'd been on DeviantArt, but I had so many friends and such fun posting stuff and talking about my characters and receiving fan art and doing art trades and things. When all of this stopped, I just thought, why am I bothering? And a lot of other people on the site have also felt, why are we bothering? So the thing that's recently happened that's kind of killed off DeviantArt is they decided to that there's these engines, these artificial intelligence engines, that you can use them. You can put pictures and stuff into them to teach them how to draw and paint themselves. So they create an artistic image. You put in a description, and the AI will make an image based on the description or based on whatever images that you feed it. And DeviantArt decided, again in its unwisdom, that it would by default allow everyone's work to be used in these AI engines, and you had to manually opt out of it. Now, people found this to be an issue because, of course, some artists are dead. Other artists have thousands, like over 1,000 images or more in their galleries. They would have to go through each one manually and tell it that it doesn't want that to be included in this AI thing. Some people didn't mind and have just continued to use the site as usual. But a lot of people were not happy about that. They felt that their rights were being violated, and they just decided to leave. And people have been leaving in droves. I've not seen such a mass exodus on this site ever. A lot of my friends have left, and I have decided that the site that was once like my second home, that I've made so many friends on over the years, that I would just delete the rest of my gallery and move my stuff to another site. So you can find my character references and things like that on Toy House now. DeviantArt, I've just literally got these few images in it, some cosplay pictures, and I've got some poetry as well. So from having over 1,000 images on DeviantArt, I've got 15. And this latest one, Where to Find Me. And it's sad because DeviantArt they've done these things that are annoying and stuff, and people didn't like, but they've also done things that are really good. For example, they've brought back the ability to customize your profile. Mine's got a nice sparkly background, and to do these things like, you know, these special kind of boxes and stuff where you can put your own custom things, and there's my badges spotlight there and things. And they've brought this back so that it makes the site more customizable and stuff like that. And I mean, back in the day, they introduced things like subscriptions and stuff like that. So if you didn't have a subscription, then you just get adverts. And people didn't even mind that, because if you wanted to subscribe, it was cheap. But the price went up and up and up. And in the end, people were annoyed because it was so expensive. Now, I actually resubscribed to DeviantArt. I had a Till Hell Freezes Over subscription to this website, which was 7 years. 7 years of subscription, and that at the time was quite cheap. But it ran out in October, and I redid it because there was 50% off, so I thought, oh, I'll get it for another year. So you can see I've had 7.5 thousand profile comments, you know, and I've got 1.7k watchers. I'm not watching so many people, 464, but a lot of people have closed their accounts. So they're all my favourites, lovely artwork that other people have done. I'm in 7 groups because I left a load of them. I was in a lot more. And I'm the admin of 4 groups. I was the admin of 5, but I shut one of them down. So, you know, I've been on here almost since the beginning. I think it was going for about a year before I joined it. And I've seen so much of it. Oh, you can actually scroll through all of this and you can see all the pictures and what have you I have on here. It's not very many, like I said. I've seen the rise and fall of this site, and although they corrected themselves and they said, well, you know, you automatically opted out of this AI thing, I just can't be doing with it anymore. It's just over and over again, it's just a load of drama and everything, and you know, these are my views personally, and, you know, they're no one else's views, but I feel that the creators of DeviantArt have tried to move with the times and only ended up annoying their users. You know, they wouldn't be there without us, without their loyal users. And I feel that they've just annoyed us all so much and frustrated us so much. And the saddest thing is for artists that DeviantArt is the biggest art site on the internet. Artists are being pushed from pillar to post. You know, the whole thing with Elon Musk and Twitter recently, and the whole subscription service for Twitter, and like pushing artists down with the algorithm and things like that. Artists are finding it harder and harder to be seen around the internet. Now, yeah, there are popular artists out there who have thousands of followers, and none of this stuff particularly probably affects them. I don't know, because even though I've been around for so long, I'm not a popular artist. Not really. I'm kind of a medium. People know of me, but I'm not like, I don't have massive following. So I don't know, but I would assume that these people aren't quite as heavily affected as some of us who literally don't have as many followers and popularity and aren't really known as well. So DeviantArt's gone. There's Fur Affinity. Now, Fur Affinity is really aimed at furries, so you can't really upload everything onto that site, you know, that you'd like to. For example, my cosplay stuff, no one would be interested because it's anthros and furries and stuff. So I'm on Fur Affinity, but it's really only for animal-based stuff. It's not really for sort of everything. Well, you can upload anything there, but if it's aimed at a certain audience, then no one's going to be interested in stuff that doesn't sort of pertain to that audience. And other sites have come and gone. We've had Buzzly, which turned out it was run by a bunch of people who weren't very nice, put it that way. Nabbin. Everyone loved Nabbin, and it shut down, and they redid it for like, they bought it back for like a year, but people got wind of it and they started joining en masse. And Nabbin shut down because the servers overloaded. We've had art apps like Artful, for example, which I think is quite a good app. You know, I'm on there, you know, I think it's quite good. But again, it's just not got the popularity. And I know everyone has to start somewhere, but DeviantArt started when there wasn't very much for artists online. So you had Side 7, which had started charging, and everyone fleed off there and they went to DeviantArt. And now it's just really hard because people join these art sites, they put their trust in them, and it turns out that they're either run by crooks or the policies that they have aren't very good. There's ArtStation as well, but they're kind of, so I've heard, the people who run it aren't particularly nice. I don't know how true it is, but again, we need somewhere we can go that's run by people we can trust, who aren't going to get greedy when the site gets too big. And there's really nowhere at the moment. We're posting our artwork where we can and trying to get the exposure as we can, and there's just nowhere right now, you know. So yeah, it's really kind of broken my heart that I've got to delete everything off DeviantArt. But the drama's just too much, and some of my friends have deleted their entire galleries and stayed. Some of them have just gone. And with less and less people here to chat to, less and less people I know, more and more people leaving, then I have less reason to stay because I'm literally only staying on the site at the moment. I won't close my account, I don't think ever, you know, but I only check on it. I only come onto it every day because I'm there to support my friends, those who have chosen to stick around and, you know, comment on their stuff. So if you've made it this far, well done. It's really just been me rambling about the history of my art online, pretty much. Now you can see my laptop is complaining about having this page and it's using significant energy. Not that I'm doing anything else apart from this recording. So like I said, if you made it this far, thanks. That was my journey on DeviantArt, and who knows where any of us will end up now as artists. Hopefully an art site will come up that will take off like Nabbin, and just work for us. But until then, we just do what we can. If you want to see more art related videos, you can click either of the boxes that come up below. Check out my Etsy and New Monday stores. I am an artist, I do commissions, this is my living, I'm freelance, I work from home. Or if you can't afford a commission, a tip on Ko-fi is more than welcome if you enjoy what I do. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep being awesome. This is Silverwolf signing off.